डियर स्टूडेंट्स, आज हम पढ़ेंगे व्हाट आर टैरिफ्स। ओके, व्हाट इज़ द डेफिनेशन, कहाँ यूज़ करते हैं, क्या फंक्शन है इसका। सो टैरिफ आर मोस्ट कॉमन काइंड ऑफ बैरियर टू ट्रेड. So indeed, one of the purpose of the WT is to enable member countries to negotiate mutual tariff reductions. Okay, tariff क्या होता है? Tariff is a tax imposed on the import or export of goods. जितने भी हमारे goods हैं, ठीक है, उनको जब जब भी हम उनको इम्पोर्ट करते हैं या देश से बाहर भेजते हैं या देश उनको किसी कंट्री के अंदर बेचते हैं या मंगवाते हैं कोई सामान को, उसके ऊपर टैक्स लगता है. Okay, in general parlance, however, it refers to import duties. Okay, charged at the time goods are imported. So what is the function of tariff? Tariff have three primary functions. Number one, to serve a source of revenue, and to protect domestic industries and to remedy trade distortions. Okay, the revenue function comes from the fact that the income from tariff provides government with a source of funding. In the past, the revenue function was indeed one of the major reasons for applying tariffs. ठीक है, पहले क्या था, जो जितने भी हमारी इंडस्ट्री थी उनको चलाने के लिए टैक्स जो रेवेन्यू की तरफ जो काम करते हैं उसको यूज़ करते थे, इनकम टैक्स रेवेन्यू प्रोवाइड गवर्नमेंट. अब क्या है, इन द पास्ट रेवेन्यू फंक्शन वाज इंडीड वन ऑफ द मेजर रीजंस फॉर अप्लाइंग टैरिफ, बट इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट एंड द क्रिएशन ऑफ सिस्टमेटिक डोमेस्टिक टैक्स कोड्स हैव रिड्यूस्ड इट्स इंपॉर्टेंस इन द डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज. जैसे कि फॉर एग्जांपल जापान थी, उन्होंने एक साल में 1 ट्रिलियन यन जो टैरिफ का रेवेन्यू करा है, बट दिस इज़ लेस देन 2% ऑफ टोटल टैक्स रेवेन्यू. 1996 क्या था, 1996 में जितना भी उसने इकट्ठा करा था टैक्स, उससे वो 2% कम ही है. इन सम डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज़ जैसे कि इंडिया है, एशियन कंट्रीज़ है, the revenue may still be an important tariff function. So tariff is also a policy tool to protect domestic industries by changing the condition under which goods compete in such a way that competitive imports are placed at a disadvantage. In point of fact, a cursory examination of the tariff rates employed by different countries does seem to indicate that they reflect to a considerable extent the competitiveness of domestic industries. In such cases, tariff quotas are used to strike a balance between the market access and the protection of domestic industry. Tariff quotas work by assigning 2 or no duties to import of a certain volume, primary duties and some secondary duties to any imports that exceed that level. जो WTO है, वर्ल्ड ट्रेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, that bans in principle the use of quantitative restrictions as a means of protecting domestic industries, but does allow tariff to be used for this purpose. The cost of protecting domestic industry comes in the form of a general reduction in the protecting country's economic welfare and in the welfare of the world economy at large, but tariffs are still considered to be more desirable than quantitative restrictions. Okay, सो टैरिफ रेट, किस रेट पर टैरिफ लगता है? द ऑब्वियसली वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट कंपोनेंट इन द टैरिफ मेजर इज़ द रेट एट विच टैरिफ इज़ इम्पोज्ड. सो 3 फंक्शंस होते हैं जहाँ पर टैरिफ लगता है. एनी इम्पोजिशन ऑफ टैरिफ हैज़ द पोटेंशियल टू रिड्यूस द वेलफेयर ऑफ द वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमी एज ए होल. सिंस 1947 में GATT हैज़ बीन द स्टैंडर्ड बैरियर इन एन ऑन गोइंग प्रोसेस ऑफ रिड्यूसिंग टैरिफ लेवल. During tariff negotiation, the country set ceiling on their tariff rates. This is known as a bound rate and refers to the highest liable rate, in the contrast to the rate that is actually this is an ongoing process of reducing tariff levels. Okay, though during tariff negotiation उनको बोलते known as rounds, the most recent of which was the Uruguay round. Countries set ceiling on their tariff rates. जो countries होती है वो ceiling rate decide कर लेती हैं. This is known as a bound rate and refers to the highest liable rate, in contrast to a rate that is actually applied, which is referred to as the effective rate. The GATT has been successful in encouraging mutual reduction of these rates. Since the conclusion of the Uruguay round, there have been further efforts to reduce tariff in the specific sectors. For example, in the Information Technology Agreement (ITA), which successfully removes tariff barrier to information equipment and the technology. So, in the recent years, voluntary tariff reduction which arise out of the negotiation that countries can spur their economic development by proactively liberalizing their trade have been made in accordance with the individual action plan. So what are the rates in different countries? So all goods सिंपल एवरेज बाउंड रेट इन 1996 में था जापान में 4.8%, यूएस 3.8%, ईसी 7.2% एंड कनाडा 5.0%. ओके, द सिंपल एवरेज अप्लाइड रेट जो था 1996 में वो था 6.7% इन जापान, 6.2% इन यूएस, 9.5% in the EC and 9.2% in Canada. So industrial goods, so import weighted average applied rate in 1999 में था जापान में था 1.5%, यूएस में था 3.6%, EC में था 3.6% एंड कनाडा में 4.8%. Okay, so during the WTO ministerial meeting held in Singapore in December 1996, 29 countries थी customs territories reached a basic agreement to eliminate tariffs on information technology products by 2000. उनके ऊपर दो कंडीशंस लगी थी, वो क्या थी? नोटिफिकेशन ऑफ एक्सेप्टेंस बाय द कंट्रीज दैट अकाउंट फॉर अबाउट 90% ऑफ द वर्ल्ड्स ट्रेड इन द information technology. Second, an agreement among signatories on a staging schedule that will ultimately result in the elimination of tariffs. So what are the classifications of tariff? So like tariff rates, tariff classifications are one of the basic component of the tariff system. National tariffs are organized in the form of tables that consist of tariff classification numbers assigned to goods and corresponding tariff rate. The way in which an item is classified for tariff purposes will have an important and palpable effect on the duties charged. When classifications are applied in an arbitrary fashion, they can in fact nullify rate reduction. The GATT contained no rule regarding tariff classifications. In the past, countries had their own individual system. However, as trade expanded, countries recognized the need for a more uniform classifications, which resulted in the drafting in 1988. Okay. Next, we have the valuation. The final component in tariffs is the valuation of goods for tariff purpose. When countries assign arbitrary value for tariff purpose, they render tariff rate meaningless. Next, we have the legal framework. The WTO bans in principle all quantitative restrictions but allows for the imposition of tariffs. It then attempts to reduce the barrier posed by tariffs in tariff negotiations among member countries wherever they agree to bind themselves to maximum rate. Next is GATT disciplines. GATT Article 2 obligates member countries to apply tariff rates that are no higher than their bound rate. So GATT articles specify that when members wish to raise their bound rates or withdraw tariff concessions, they must negotiate and reach agreements with other members with whom they had initially negotiated and enters into consultations with major supplying countries that have a substantial interest in any change in the bound rate. Next, we have the disciplines on the tariff classifications. The International Convention on the Harmonized Commodity Description and Coding System stipulates that the signatories shall not modify the scope of the sections, chapter heading, or subheading of the harmonized system. This is done in order to maintain the uniform administration of the HS. So next we have the economic implications. This section analyzes some of the basic economic issues associated with the tariff specified. They are preferable to quantitative restrictions and why it is desirable that they be reduced. The effect of tariff. The most basic effect that an import tariff has to be raise domestic prices in the country imposing the tariff. In small countries defined for our purposes as countries that do not have an influence on international prices, the rise in domestic price is equivalent to the amount of tariff. In large countries, those that have an impact on international price, the price rise somewhat less than the amount of the tariff because part of the tariff is reflected in the reduction in the international prices. The tariff induced price rise creates a gap between the prices in the importing and exporting countries. So this in turn causes supplies production to rise in the importing country while demand falls, which is the essence of the industrial protection function of tariff. So tariff also generate revenue for the government of the importing country. Tariff therefore benefit the government and producers of the importing country in the form of tax revenue and producer surplus at the expense of its consumers in the form of higher prices.